Alright, we are continuing with The Adventures of Chatter the Red Squirrel by Thornton W. Burks.
I'm eating more animals, not eggs I have. I hate eggs, but it's okay because I ate them all gone.
Chatter is made fun of, Chapter 18. Ha ha ha! Ho ho ho! Smarty caught at last. Sammy Jay fairly shrieked with glee as he peered down from the top of an apple tree at Chatter in the cage Farmer Brown's boy had made for him.
Apple tree?
And one in the story. Chatter was not dead, and he was so tickled to think that Chatter, who had always thought himself so smart,
Why was he not dead?
because he's captured instead, should have been caught, that he just had to torment Chatter by laughing at him and saying mean things to him until Chatter lost his temper and sent things back quite in the old way. This tickled Sammy more than ever, for it sounded so exactly like Chatter when he had been a free little imp of mischief in the Green Forest that Sammy felt sure that Chatter had nothing the matter with him. But he couldn't stop very long to make fun of poor Chatter. In the first place, Farmer Brown's boy had put his head out the barn door to see what all the fuss was about. In the second place, Sammy fairly ached all over to spread the news through the Green Forest and over the Green Meadow. You know he is such a gossip. And this was much unusual news. Sammy knew very well that no one would believe him. He knew that they just couldn't believe that smart Mr. Chatter had really been caught, and no one did believe it. "All right," Sammy would reply. "It doesn't make the least bit of difference in the world to me whether you believe it or not. You can go up to Farmer Brown's house and see him in prison yourself, just as I did." So late that afternoon, when all was quiet around the farmyard, Chatter saw something very familiar behind the old stone wall at the edge of the old orchard. It bobbed up and down and dropped out of sight again. Then it bobbed up again, only to drop out of sight just as quickly. "It looks to me very much as if Peter Rabbit is over there and feeling very nervous," said Chatter to himself. And then he called sharply, just as when he was free in the Green Forest. Right away, Peter's head bobbed up for all the world like a jack-in-the-box, and this time it stayed up. Peter's eyes were round with surprise, and he stared across at Chatter's prison. "Oh, it's true," gasped Peter, as if it were hard work to believe his own eyes, as it was to believe Sammy Jay. "I must go right away and see what can be done to get Chatter out of trouble." And then, because it was broad daylight and he really didn't dare stay another minute, Peter waved goodbye to Chatter and started for the Green Forest as fast as his long legs would take him. A little later, who should appear peeping over the stone wall but Reddy Fox? It seemed very bold of Reddy, but really it wasn't nearly as bold as it seemed. You see, Reddy knew that Farmer Brown's boy and Bowser the Hound were over in the old pasture, and that he had nothing to fear. He grinned at Chatter in the most provoking way, and made Chatter angry just to see him. "Smarty, smarty, Mr. Smarty, glad to see you're looking hearty." Oops. Hang on, the pages got stuck.
Mom, I really miss.
"Weather's fine, as you can see. Won't you take a walk with me?" So said Reddy Fox, knowing all the time that Chatter couldn't take a walk with anyone. At first, Chatter scolded and called Reddy all the bad names he could think of, but after a little he didn't feel so much like scolding. In fact, he didn't have to hear the mean things Reddy Fox said to him. See, it was coming over him more and more that nothing could take the place of freedom. He had a comfortable home, plenty to eat, and was safe from every harm. No, she just wants to stand up. But he was a prisoner, and having these visitors made him realize it more than ever. Something very like tears filled his eyes, and he crept into his hollow stump where he couldn't see or be seen. What are you doing, Edward? Oh, don't mess with those, please. Can you say goodbye?
Goodbye. I want to show you something.
Honey, they're going to see it in the other video.
What?
They'll see it in the other video.
They will see it in another video.
In the other video, yep. Can you say goodbye, please?
I'm going to show you my friend since you can't see it yet.
When you say goodbye.
Here's my armor vest. You just wrap it around. You didn't use it, but like this.
Gwynny, say goodbye.
We have a little bit ketchup. I like it. All you have to do is you just zip this right on. then you're all done. You can go.
Okay, can you say goodbye?
Goodbye.